Welcome. This is Borno Restoration. I am Jessie Tafida. Today, we examine infrastructural development in the state after more than a decade-long insurgency by Boko Haram insurgents. The administration of Governor Babagana Zulum has continued to deliver on infrastructural development in the face of adversity. First, let's bring you the latest on Borno today. A renewed sense of momentum is driving Operation Kairi. From the rugged terrains of Goza to the flashpoints of Bama and Kontuga, troops backed by the air component are making significant gains. In the latest string of offensive, troops killed at least 9 terrorists, seizing several AK-47 rifles and PKT machine guns during firefights. But the battle didn't end there. In what could have been a deadly ambush, soldiers foiled an attempt by terrorists to plant heavy improvised explosive devices on a bridge along the Merte-Dikwa road. After a brief but intense exchange of gunfire, troops recovered 2 heavy IEDs and related bomb-making materials, preventing what could have been a catastrophic attack on both military convoys and civilian commuters. The military says these latest successes underscore one thing: insurgents are losing ground and freedom of movement, thanks to the consistent tempo of operations being enforced across the theater. According to the Defense Headquarters, these actions align with fresh directives from the military high command to ensure insurgents are pushed further back, denied safe havens, and unable to regroup. Locals in affected areas have also been advised to remain vigilant and continue supporting the military by providing actionable intelligence. For communities across the northeast, the fight isn't over. But operations like this are signs that the military is keeping the pressure on. After years of devastation, displacement and despair caused by a decade-long insurgency, Borno's healthcare sector has struggled to breathe. Hospitals turned into shelters, medical staff overstretched, thousands of residents forced to travel miles for basic treatment. But today, the tide may be turning. In Maiduguri, the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Muhammad Ali Pate, arrived with a message of hope and action.
Health is one sector that the President is trying to use to unify this country, to heal this country, but also to inspire. Just by the work that we're able to do as Nigerians in improving our health sector, I believe our own confidence is just continuing to improve.
This gesture underscores the importance of workforce training and especially of management of healthcare institutions.
Governor Babagana Zulum, who hosted the minister, expressed deep appreciation for the federal government's intervention, saying Borno cannot afford to take health matters lightly.
I therefore urge you to engage in meaningful dialogues, leverage collective expertise and foster partnership and collaborations to chart the way forward in revamping our health sector for efficient, affordable, and qualitative healthcare delivery.
The highlight of the day was at the University of Maiduguri Teaching Hospital, the largest in Nigeria, with a 1,577 bed capacity, where some groundbreaking projects were inaugurated. The Bola Ahmed Tinubu ICT Center, the first heart center in the entire Northeast, a state-of-the-art interventional radiography center, and a 150-bed stroke center aimed at reducing the burden of brain and nervous system-related diseases. From long overdue infrastructure to specialist medical services, the projects mark a renewed effort to resuscitate Borno's war-weary health sector. But experts say this is just a first step. Sustaining these gains will require political will, community ownership, and above all, security. In southern Borno, the rains haven't stopped, but neither has the suffering. In communities like Chibok, Damboa, and Askira, recent floods have turned everyday life into survival. Entire families have been displaced, homes lost, and farmlands destroyed. But in the middle of this hardship, help has arrived. Officials of the Northeast Development Commission defied the rains and made their way here for the paupers.
All these things were given on the basis of some natural disaster that happened with them. Based on the need assessment that was done, the management of the commission approved some items, relief items, to really cushion the effect of what happened.
Items handed over to representatives of the Southern Borno Senatorial District include essential food supplies, mats, blankets, and other necessities meant to ease the immediate pressure on the displaced families. Officials of the NEDC say the intervention is part of their continued commitment to restoring dignity to lives disrupted by both conflict and natural disasters in the Northeast.
This is one of the pillars why the commission was established. We have the stabilization master plan, which is strictly our guide in whatever we are doing. So what we are doing is just one of the pillars.
The NEDC assured that it will continue to stand with the people of Borno, rain or shine, until recovery becomes reality. For thousands affected by flood and conflict, these supplies here are more than just materials. They are a sign of hope, resilience, and a promise for better days ahead. The Minister of Regional Development, Abubakar Momo, arrived in Maiduguri to see firsthand what the Northeast Development Commission is doing on ground. His first stop was the Borno State Government House, where he met with the Deputy Governor and other top state officials, commending their collaboration with the Commission.
We are here in Borno State, particularly in Maiduguri, to see for ourselves the activities of the Northeast Development Commission, which is one of the establishments under the supervision of the ministry.
I want to appreciate the President through you that our state government remain committed to ensuring that the renewed hope agenda implementation in state levels are in high gear in our state and other states in Nigeria.
The visit then moved to one of the most significant projects executed by the NEDC, a newly constructed 45-kilometer road network connecting Koshebe, Zabarmari, Gosuma, and surrounding communities. These roads are not just physical connections, they are lifelines for communities that rely heavily on agriculture. The Jere Bowl axis, known for its farming activities, now has a better access to markets and services, potentially transforming the local economy.
Full of praises for the management and the board of Northeast Development Commission. This is all what the Renew Hope agenda of Mr. President is all about. That is to promote the economic activities of the rural community.
The minister also inspected other critical projects, including housing units, schools, and healthcare centers, some completed, others still ongoing. He emphasized that President Tinubu's administration remains committed to rebuilding communities devastated by insurgency, stressing that the Renewed Hope agenda is not just a slogan, but a promise in action. As the minister wraps up his visit, the message is clear. Federal and regional cooperation through bodies like the NEDC remains crucial to healing the wounds of the past and laying the foundation for a more resilient Northeast. A new beginning rises from the ashes of conflicts. Here in Dar es Jamal, Bama Local Council, the landscape is changing, not just with the construction of houses, but with the restoration of dignity and hope for over 3,000 displaced persons. They've lived in camps and public schools for years. Now they can finally call this place home. Representing Governor Zulum today is the Commissioner for Education, Science, Technology and Innovation, Lawan Abouakilbe, highlighted the administration's renewed commitment to rebuilding Bama, one community at a time.
And to God be the glory, we have resettled 3,000 people. 1,000 temporary shelters will also be built to further resettle 3,000 people. And they have come here in good time to commence farming. So His Excellency's vision is to close down all camps and to resettle back most of our communities before the end of 2027. When you go to Banki, it's a success story. Usonguro Soye is a success story. Malum Chalumri is a success story. Bama is a success story. Ponduga is a success story. Goza is currently ongoing.
The new homes are part of Borno's broader reconstruction, rehabilitation and resettlement program, a strategic framework aimed at restoring war-torn communities across the state. In addition to the homes, the state government provided each head of household with 100,000 naira and 25,000 naira to each wife, alongside essential relief materials, courtesy of the National Commission for Refugees.
This is an exercise that we are going to continue till we give everybody the whole of today. I am totally satisfied because I have participated and I'm still participating.
In line with tradition and security protocol, the resettlement team paid courtesy visits to the Shehu of Bama, military commandos, and the Bama local government chairman to keep stakeholders informed and engaged. In an interview with Borno Restoration Crew, the Commissioner for Works and Housing, Mustafa Gubio, spoke about the joint strides of the Zulum administration in infrastructural developments. Take a listen. Thank you for joining us on Borno Restoration, Commissioner for Works and Housing. Talk to us on, generally the broader perspective of this ministry and your priorities in this.
Thank you so much for having me. This ministry, the Ministry of Works and Housing, is saddled with the responsibility of constructing new roads and resurfacing existing ones, and construction of housing, urban housing and rural housing to the people of Borno State. So far, so good. We have done our best in the area of road construction and housing since the inception of this government about close to 2 years ago now.
Now, talk to us about reconstructing damaged buildings affected by the over a decade-long insurgency across local government areas.
The Ministry of Works and Housing, with the Ministry of RR, which is the responsibility of the Ministry of RR to reconstruct houses affected by Boko Haram, destroyed by Boko Haram. Many local governments were affected. The Ministry of RR have done their best to reconstruct all the houses destroyed by Boko Haram and construction of new houses, where the Ministry of Works is complementing their effort by constructing new houses for the senior staff of the state government and other high-ranking people in the state. And therefore, I think state government they are doing their best in the area of housing to reduce the deficit of housing to the people of Borno State.
We went to some local government together with you, for clearance before reconstruction of these houses. Talk to us on how you have gone into these places that have been deserted for years, but because of the work you have to go through them, together with the EODs to ensure that the place is safe. How has that been going on?
State government have to make sure that the area is free of all dangerous items and free of all the preferred of Boko Harams before embarking on any reconstruction activities. And that is why you see most of the houses we constructed, they are still safe and occupied by the occupant till today. Nothing happened to them.
So while building these houses in liberated communities, what are your challenges that you face?
The challenges are enormous, ranging from the high cost of building material, transportation of building material, and security challenges. Notwithstanding, we are doing our best. State government is doing his best. The governor is doing his best to see that we construct and reconstruct houses to the people of Borno State and resettle them in their own ancestral homes.
It is now the envy of the Northeast region. Seeing flyovers, buildings of estates, drainages, and good roads. Talk to us about the vision of doing all this.
First of all, Zulum, MNI FNSC, close to 6 years of his administration in Borno State now, have done his best in the area of road construction, new road constructions of roads, construction of drainages, flyovers, and resurfacing some existing ones. So far, so good. We have dualized close to 50 roads across the state. We are renewing the face of the state capital, resurfacing the state capital, and that is driving the growth of economy in the state. And it's also providing more employment to the teeming youth of the state.
So can you just highlight some of the major projects you've done in the state so far?
Just to mention what a few includes the dualization of Amoni Way, which is about 6 kilometers, the Muna dualization, which is about 11 kilometers. We have Show Sandakura, 3.5 kilometers. Show we have also the road road runs from Monday Market to Kopa View, Show Umar Garbay, which is about 2.4 kilometers. We have also the Mulay Road, which is 1.7 kilometers. Recently, we also concluded the dualization of Sheikh Ibrahim Road, Ambassador Mahmoud Amin Road in Gwange, which is about 1 kilometer road. Close to about 50 kilometers has been dualized in the state capital, and the state government is also continuing with the good work that they are doing.
Now, talk to us about the flyovers that we see giving a state a facelift.
Borno State government have constructed 4 flyovers, out of which the 3 has been completed and commissioned, while the 4th one is on the process of construction now. The flyovers are very, very important for the town because, as we know, it is reducing traffic congestion. It is giving a steady face to the state capital, at the same time generating more revenue as a result of driving the economy of the town. And therefore, state government will not stop at constructing resurfacing the face of the state and until the end of the administration, inshallah.
Let's go a little bit back, to the September 10th flooding in Maiduguri, whereby houses have been, damaged by the floods. Talk to us on how hard it is for this ministry to, in a very short period of time, reconstruct houses, and people are back picking up the pieces of their lives.
We walk around the clock to see that we did not sleep. The governors did not sleep. We walk around the clock to see that we reconstruct all the roads destroyed by the September flood, and even construction of new ones. The drainages were reconstructed and even expanded so that it can contain more water. And therefore, I think government is equal to the task in the area of coming to the aid of his people, inshallah.
Yeah, and then talking about the drainages now, and flooding, very soon the state would, start experiencing rainfall. How well are you sensitizing residents of the state on not to fill in the drainages? The
Ministry of Work, along with the Ministry of Environment, they are always informing the general public not to drop any refuse inside the drainages, so that it will block the passage of water. So we are doing our best to communicate to the general public to stop doing that. So inshallah, they are cooperating.
Okay. So you've been doing a lot in terms of housing construction in the state. Is there any plans for more?
Yes. Recently, we have the state government have flagged off the construction of 600 housing in the state. The Excellency have flagged off in Biu and Howell. And I'm sure he's going to flag with the same thing in northern Borno, though we have started the construction of the houses already.
It seems the Ministry of Work is close to Governor Zulum's heart. That is why we see a lot of things going on. What can you tell us about that?
All the ministries are close to his heart because all the ministries are working.
So as the Commissioner of Works and Housing, executing all these projects, seeing the successes, how do you feel?
Well, we thank God for that, and the engineers are working around the clock. They are cooperating, and all of them, they know our governor someone that wants to work to the people, and therefore we emulate him.
So talk to us on the long-term vision of this ministry.
The purpose of this ministry and the responsibility of this ministry is to construct roads, drainages, flyovers, houses, and all what have you. Therefore, we are strictly following the purpose for which the ministry was set up.
So you have been part of the Zulum administration since inception and up till now. Talk to us on the success story of this administration.
This administration, since inception, since about 6 years ago, have achieved a lot. Though we are in the midst of insurgency, the post-insurgency recovery process has gone well. Reconstruction of destroyed houses, construction of new houses, construction of new roads, construction of clinics, construction of general hospitals, construction of schools, all construction of destroyed public facilities and construction of new ones. We have recorded high success. And when you see the statistic, I think it's something that has to be reckoned with.
Okay. And so talk to us about the relationship between the ministry and the state governor.
The state government, the Borno state, our governor, and this ministry, the governor is supporting the ministry in the area of financing all the projects. And we are also supporting His Excellency to see that he succeeds in all the projects that he is executing. And therefore, we have a cordial relationship as far as the state government, the governor, and the ministry are concerned.
So anytime you go for the for governor's support, he gives you that support.
We are 100% loyalty.
So talk to us on your message, to the people of Borno. Ask the Honorable Commissioner for Works and Housing.
I urge the people of Borno State to be patient with us, especially in the area of construction of flyovers and all these mega projects. It's very, very interrupting, and therefore we need their patience, because if without their patience we will not succeed. As they have been patient before, and we need to be patient for us in the future so that we'll succeed. And
finally, sir, what advice would you give to people? Still, we want to emphasize on this flooding, because we know that residents they show careless attitudes in their environment. What advice would you give to residents of Maiduguri?
People is that people should not build on waterways. People should avoid dumping refuse inside drainages. People should always be alerted. They should also be conscious of the fact that flood can happen anytime. So that is my message and to the people of Borno State.
Yes. Honorable Commissioner for Works and Housing, Mustafa Gubio, thank you for your time on Borno Restoration.
Thank you for having me.
And that's the much we can take on this episode of Borno Restoration. Thanks for being part of it. Join us next week for another fresh episode. I am Jesse Tafida. Bye-bye.